But first, armed robbery is an unpredictable and violent crime. There have been 7 armed robberies in the past month in Canberra, raising concerns about legal deterrents for offenders and safety for business operators. Yet ACT Policing has no dedicated armed robbery squad. Both victims of the crime and the police have some words of warning.
Where 2 men robbed staff of the night's takings. ACT Police have formed a special investigation team to crack a string of violent armed robberies over the last week.
I had three guys run in with, one had a machete, one had a baseball bat. They were all covered up, so they all had masks on or balaclavas.
In our professional judgment, Canberra is a very, very safe city.
Police are urging businesses to be vigilant but not to put up a fight.
I wouldn't characterise it as a growing problem. It is always of great concern to us because there is very real potential for some very serious and tragic outcomes in each and every instance.
Armed robberies are one of the most visual and potentially violent interactions between criminals and the community. Commander David McLean's crime group investigates armed robberies in the ACT. Commander, does Canberra have an armed robbery problem at the moment?
No, Chris. We've certainly got a number of incidences that we've grouped together. In the context of an operation that we're running at the moment. Your viewers will recall we had 6 in a period of 7 days. Historically, statistically, we're not experiencing a significant uptrend or uptick in the rate of offending.
Is it unprecedented to have half a dozen armed robberies in Canberra in the space of a fortnight?
Look, I'm not familiar. I couldn't point to a point in time where we had a similar set of events. I wouldn't suggest that it hasn't occurred. I would say to you that it's unusual. Should people be worried? Should small business owners be worried about what's been happening? Small business owners should be concerned in terms of protecting themselves and their staff in the first instance. I mean, a lot of late-night retailers will remain vulnerable to events such as this.
We don't want them to resist. We want them to completely cooperate as well. Their safety is our number one concern.
Late-night retailers like service stations and liquor shops were targeted in the recent series of armed robberies.
Yeah, I was just standing at the till doing some work, and the next thing I know, there was 3 guys in the shop yelling, and saying, "Open the till, open the till." One guy stood close to the door and smashed the cabinet there behind us. Another guy stood here, and then one ran around behind me. So he was one that came in behind me and definitely threw me off guard. In the short time afterwards, I couldn't sort of do what I thought I should be able to do. So definitely threw me, definitely shook me up.
John Wilson operates 3 bottle shops. He describes the potential for armed robbery as an operational risk. How angry does it make you when you think about the people that robbed you recently?
I'm normally a pretty calm person, but it does make me angry. I think, we work very hard for it. We've had our business now for 5 years, and this is our 3rd shop, but we've worked very, very hard for it, and we put a lot of hours in ourselves. To save money and just to help build the business. So it does make me very angry that someone can come in and think they've got the right to take it.
On the same night as Mr Wilson's incident, this service station was also robbed and a staff member assaulted. Waleed Jabro has managed the business for 6 years. Its crime problems in the past 6 months have been unprecedented.
Since January, I have 5 break-in, and last time, before 2 weeks ago, we have armed robbery.
Why is this happening?
There is something wrong.
So what will happen to your business if these things continue to happen?
We are working for nothing now, because the profit is going for the break-in. Before, where our trading hours was 8:30 to 9. When we are busy, always up to 9 we stay. But now we are closing 7 o'clock.
Why is that?
Staff not accept to be stay.
Those staff safety concerns are common, and despite heavy security measures and the police attention, service stations and bottle shops remain the most frequent targets for armed robberies.
There's 14 cameras in the shop, and as I said, that we try to make it so there's not much cash there. So there's nothing here for them to really take.
How scary is such an experience for a young person working in a place like this all by themselves?
is for the young fellow. It's very scary.
Well, there's no point trying to be a hero. You lose, a little bit of cash and a couple of bottles of scotch and a broken window. But yeah, I'm fine. They didn't touch me. They didn't hurt me physically. So yeah, and definitely I told the staff that as well. It's not worth it over a bit of money.
I think a lot of the perpetrators or the offenders can be described as young men who may have a range of dependencies that lead to a range of erratic, irrational and often violent behaviour. So it's a very unpredictable thing that we're dealing with.
So armed robbery is a complicated crime that perhaps demands specialist investigators, something that's currently lacking in Canberra.
We don't have a dedicated armed robbery squad in the ACT, and nor have we had, certainly in my experience and in my memory, we put teams together from within our response areas, and we deal with these issues as they arise.
Does Canberra need a dedicated armed robbery group to focus on these sort of incidents?
No, not in our view. What we focus on instead is ensuring that there is a baseline capability and capacity within ACT policing generally. From what I'm seeing from the inside is that we're doing the right things. Our rate of effort is appropriate, and given time, we'll resolve these matters.
Resolved to the point of prosecution, perhaps, but as to whether the court system is providing genuine deterrence remains a point of debate. Last week, an 18-year-old man was sentenced to 13 months periodic detention for armed robbery and assault. Another high-profile case involving a violent armed robbery at a newsagent is due for sentencing soon. They're cases that are of concern to some small business operators.
And they are teenagers. The police, after they will catch them and send them to the court, they finish their job. The job in the court. What they will do in the court? Since your dad and your mom promised me they will not do it again, see you later.
Yeah, I think the penalties definitely should be harsher. And as I said, I think they need to be out there more as well. Whether it's the media or in what device, I don't know, but putting it out there to the public that, these people were caught and this was the penalty, and then might make some others think, yeah, it's just really not worth it.